I am a scientist. I discovered this. I am a Christian. I discovered this. I am an atheist. I discovered this. I am a person. I discovered this. I am a soul. I discovered this. I am a geologist. I discovered this. I am an inquirer. I discovered this. All appearing as if I am something that replicates this. My role in life is to replicate life. I have a mind that can tell a story about where I have came from, who I am, and where I'm going. I have an idea. I discover these ideas within my mind that incorporates infinite ideas about this. Those minds that condemn religion, condemn atheism, condemn science, condemn the person, condemn the joiner, condemn the ideas, seem to be against the minds that accepts everything as plausible, everything as equal. And the mind that is equal, that accepts that everything is plausible, condemns those that don't think like I do. So we have a world that has been divided into condemnation or acceptance. I like or I don't like. And this is the story. This is the story of duality. In our lives, in my life, I learned very early age about higher self and lower self. So one appears to be different from the other. One seems to be superior and one inferior. One strong and powerful and infinite, the other one temporary and weak and will dissolve. I also know that this goes on through life, that this division will be constant throughout my life. It will appear as if other examples. God is up there higher, superior, strong. I am down here weak. Even my higher self it may be equal to God. It may be lesser than God. But we then have this step by step, let's go and climb the ladders into heaven, into God's arms. The story masquerades the truth, but the truth is not here alone without the story. Therefore, my higher self cannot be here without my lower self. Therefore, I cannot be here without God, and God cannot be here without I. So the two, they're not denied, but they're never seen as one. You see, many in It's an incredible time right now. Has been for the last 10 years. Through my own experiences, I'm watching so many through this incredible communication that we have with all our brothers and sisters all over the world. So many are awakening. But what are they awakening to? For those that appear to be still suffering, still in pain, still seeking, still searching, still longing for that oneness, how? How is it done? It's very simple. Very, very, very simple. You can train your mind, and your mind will accept it or deny it, one or the other. Or you can experience it for yourself. I'm pointing outwards, but there's no outwards. It's just this arms that seem to have ways to express and change and, alter and, make different ways and assumptions and movements. And the mind, it wants to take ownership of the arms and say, okay, that's forward, that's behind, back, that's right, that's left. So this way that seems to be avoiding me, this non-dual way that I seem to be separate from, is the whole idea that mind says there's two ways, and there's only two ways. So you have to go this way or that way. So there's no merging or no separation. No merging, only separation. There's a ultimate difference, an incredible difference between good and bad, says the mind, between pain and pleasure. Absolutely easy to recognize, and I will tell you how it is, says the mind. I will tell you that pain is the most excruciating thing, even though that little bit of wood in the finger. I want you to be in pain. Tell me how high your pain is, you see. And when you orgasm, when you have that sexual pleasure, when you see that sun rising, tell me the pleasure. I want to see the pleasure. I want you to express pleasure. Because they're two different things, The mind will always try and make the opposites go further and further away. Therefore you become smaller. God becomes far too distant to even think about. Oh God, I'm such a bad guy. I'm so down here, and I've been so more. And they keep telling me how bad I've been, how little, how insignificant, how pathetic, how poor I've become. And every time you go poorer and poorer, God gets further away, because God appears to be laughing and saying, you're nothing. I don't want you in my kingdom. I'm going to put you straight to hell. And these ideas, they stretch the story from reality. And this is the simple way. Look out your window. Wherever you are, doesn't have to be in the countryside or the city or the desert or out to the ocean. Look out. What do you see? Whatever you see is reality. But when you give names to them, whatever it is, if you give names to the ocean as the ocean, if you give names to the field as the field, the trees as the trees, this is the story. And the story is what we live by. We don't live by reality. We want to live by the story. We want to separate the story from the reality. So therefore, when you look out the window and nothing, no thoughts come, no ideas, no concepts, no information, no condition, no programmed thinking, and you just, something witnesses. The witness does not say, I am here and that is over there. The witness says nothing. It remains in its most pure silence. The thing that the ego mind feels, no, we can't come together, you see. Your higher self and your lower self has to be there, pain and pleasure has to be there, God and you have to be there. The story and reality, the illusion and that truth has to be there. But it's never not there, you see. That what is outside your window is never not there. Even when the body goes, it's never not there. The transformation of the body moves into that what is never not there. Ramana Maharshi says in his deathbed, disciple, please don't leave us, Master. Ramana Maharshi says, where can I go? I'm never not here. Non-duality means you know there is no birth and death. There is only infinite immortal life. Not as you, not as this body, not as this mind. I don't want to talk about reincarnation, because reincarnation means whatever I am within this body will remain, and it will move into another level and another level and another level, and I'll come back as a toad, I'll come back as a slug because I'm a bad guy, or I'll come back as a king or a queen or as an angel or as a saint because I'm a good guy. That's all nonsense. Part of you will come back as what you call a cloud, a tree, a fish, the ocean, the sky. You want your children and your future children to live the life that you've lived. Not the quality, that's a mental, constructed, psychological, oh no, I don't want my children to live my life. I don't want them to go through this poverty and this war and this stuff. No, you want your children to experience life. And they cannot experience it without this planet. So we return as the planet to give our children life. Reincarnation, whatever is out there that you give names to, is all your past relatives throughout history, because we share our existence. We are willing to sacrifice this body so that it returns to that what gives the future of our living consciousness life, eternal life. So you don't want your body to die and you say, I don't want to come back, I want to go to hell, I want to go there. Because that's where you go, part of the fire. Always burning, always smouldering. But in life's terms, that's okay. Fire is essential, as is water, as is earth, as is oxygen, as is consciousness, as is metal, steel, ether, or whatever they call it. So heaven is hell, and hell is heaven, and they're both one. The story of religion is a story that is based upon the truth. But so is everything else. Science, geology, biology. Atheism is a story built on the truth. So why would you condemn that one that is not religious, and why would the one that is not religious condemn the religious, you see? That's the whole misinterpretation from this mind. There's only my way. There's only the way that I perceive. In our uniqueness, in our much obvious, completely one-off body that is not even close to the second body. The atoms, even Siamese twins, they're atoms, molecules, carbon, what they're made of, hydrogen, oxygen, potassium, sodium, all different variations and different qualities. But the reality is, we're all here with a story. Whether it's accepted, whether it's created for power, whether it's created for love, whether it's created for destruction, whether it's created for creation, whether it's created to replicate and project what is taking place, it's a story. Awakening and enlightenment means before this experience of awakening takes place, you only were the story. There was no reality. There was just the fictitious, the lower self, and the higher self was screaming to come closer. No. I haven't finished my story yet. I haven't given you the bad chapters. There's so many bad chapters to come. When I get the good chapter, probably when I die, we can meet and become one. The illusion of humanity is to say, I have to wait till this body dies to find the truth, the reality about what this is. And when you understand the truth and the reality of what this is, you see no definition, no superiority, no higher or lower, just balanced Buddha. Everything is reality, with stories that misinterpret, but sometimes they get it right, and sometimes they get close, and sometimes they keep searching and searching and searching along the storyline of what this is, how to find God, who am I, how can I be rich, how can I be wealthy, how can I find something that makes me feel worthy in this life. The story of the pulse beat and the heartbeat that keeps going on in time and time until one day it's gone, and then you wake up from the story. You wake up from the story, but you don't relive the same story or relive a story that is associated with me, the person that I was. You wake up, you're mesmerized, just like enlightenment, just like awakening, that shock, and then you go. There's no regret. Because when you wake up through this enlightenment before this body dies, you understand there's no regret. There's many regrets to this story, but there's no regrets for being alive. See? You don't regret being alive. Being a live being. Oh, the regrets, yes, they are. Yeah, I should have did this when I was young. I should not have definitely have done that when I was younger. Oh, I was a bad guy and I was a good guy and I was I believed in pain, or I believed in pleasure, and I despised pain, and man was superior to woman, or woman is superior to man, and the rich, they deserve, because they're good guys, they studied harder, and the poor, we just didn't get the same education system, and we were put down, and now we were controlled by some Illuminati. But no, I found religion, so that's not true. I found this faith that I will honor, and I will see the truth within. Wait a minute, it's all a story. It's just a story. And they say there's a story within a story. No, there's no story to reality. There's no story to that what is outside until we give it names, until we give it meaning, until we give it descriptions, until we give it separation, until we give it some sort of hierarchical. I prefer this one to that one. I don't like that one. I'm going to, the story. The story does have a beginning and an end. The beginning and end of me. But what I represent as reality is beyond stories. There's no need to describe what reality is, because reality just is. as it is. There's no story. The mind wants, what do you mean as it is? As it is what? I am a storyteller. I am a story reader. I'm a story listener. I want to hear, come on, Popsy. What do you mean as it is? What do you mean everything is the same? The same as what? You see, the same as what means there's two. The same. End of story.